Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to talk about 7 lies a narcissist wants you to believe are true. You see, a narcissistic relationship is a web of deceit and manipulation, and they will toy around with your thoughts, feelings in a quest for superiority and dominance over you. And the thing they'll do mostly is they'll feed you with lies, and the more you interact with them or the more you stay in touch with them, is the more you'll start believing those lies. You'll start thinking that those lies they're feeding you with are facts. So the relationship in itself has left you, of course, traumatized, and their lies are just cementing the damage they've already inflicted in you. And when you start believing those lies, actually, you will feel so powerless to leave the relationship or to even imagine a life without them. And you will also find yourself trying to prove a point to them or trying harder and harder to make them say positive things about you because they've said negative things. You now want them to say positive things about you because you've attached your worth to what they say about you, and this is actually what keeps you stuck with them. And the other thing is, the moment when you leave that relationship, those lies they fed you with will have already been programmed in your mind, and you will even think that it's just who you are. You'll even think that those lies they fed you with in the relationship are just who you are as a person. So all the lies they feed you with have a hidden truth behind it, and that's what I'm going to shed some light on in this video. So what are some of the lies a narcissist will want you to believe? The first lie is you will never find someone else. You see, a narcissist ruins your self-worth by convincing you that you are flawed, unworthy of love, or you'll never find someone else, or you'll end up alone. And they may sarcastically or throw in some negative remarks by saying something like, "Good for you. Hope you find someone who treats you better than me." Or, "Even if you leave, you'll never find someone else." Or, "You are getting old and ugly." And in real sense, actually, the implication is just manipulating you into believing that you are so lucky to have them and it's all you've got. So you can't leave. You just have to stick to them. And they want to degrade you to the point where you stop realizing your own self-worth and you just realize that your worth is attached to the narcissist, so that you cannot leave the relationship or rise above them. And when you've been made to believe that there's no one out there for you, of course you'll be afraid to leave because of loneliness or just that feeling of being in touch with or being in contact with another human being. So you'll find yourself trying harder and harder to impress them. And they may also convince you that you should be grateful to be in their presence. So they are hurtful to you and calling you those lies so that you can just be grateful that you have them, even if it's not what you want, because you just feel that there is nothing else you can get. The second lie is you are mentally unstable. A narcissist will gaslight you to doubt yourself and question your sanity. They will also push you to the limit or press those buttons, and at times you may find yourself reacting undesirably. Yeah, I think it's mostly called reactive abuse. So you may find yourself breaking a few cups or being hysterical over what they are putting you through. So they will then tell you that you are mentally unstable, and they will use that evidence as a justification for that statement, as a justification for what they've said about you. Also, the fact that they've mentally tortured you in the relationship, you'll find yourself feeling tired, unproductive, or just zoning out through the day. So the truth is, they've emotionally abused you to the point that you start feeling like you've already lost it, that you are really unstable, that you can't even get through the day, that you can't even go to work because you are traumatized, and they told you that, and they keep telling you that. The third lie is everyone agrees with them. You see, a narcissist will always want to be right at all time, and they cannot simply admit that there's something wrong they are doing or they are wrong. So when you try to argue with them, they'll always shut you down with a generalized statement to show that they are right or to show their expertise. And their deep insecurity is just looking at being right instead of seeing the truth of the matter. And it's also an attempt to make you doubt yourself or feel like you are flawed or feel like you are the problem. The fourth one is everybody wants me. That's the other lie which they will feed you with. They want you to feel that everybody wants to hang out with them, or everybody wants to sleep with them, or everybody wants to be in a relationship with them. So they just project this false image of being that one person who everyone craves to be with. And it actually feeds their ego to feel wanted. But all along, they just manufacture these instances so that they can make you feel jealous, or you can feel that you are losing a gem, or you losing a very, very great person if you leave them. And their superficial charm and deception will of course make you believe that everybody wants them, because outside there laughing, making other people happy, so you might really feel that everybody wants them. The fifth one is I did this because of that. So a narcissist will want you to believe that there is always a legit reason for what they are doing. There is always a legit reason for those undesirable behaviors, especially when you question them about something you don't like. Let's say when you question them about cheating, they will always say, I did this because you did that, or I did this because of that. They will not just like accept or make amends, because they didn't want to be seen as the problem. They want to be seen as this perfect human being, and then other people are just the problem. They also, of course, want to escape being held accountable or taking responsibility for their actions. So they just want you to believe that you are to blame for their undesirable behaviors, or someone else is to blame for their undesirable behaviors, so that you see yourself as the problem or the other as the problem, but not them. The sixth one is a common one actually, is I'll change if you just give me another chance. You see, a narcissist will tend to make empty promises that they'll change their behavior so that you can stick to that relationship, or so that you can keep supplying them with their needs. Of course, that's not always the case, because they never really show that willingness to change. At times, they might, of course, temporarily show glimpses of change, only for them to slip and go back to their old patterns. They show glimpses just to build your hope, or to make you believe that it's actually happening, so that you can keep clinging to that relationship, or you can just fall back into their hands. So you just find yourself falling back onto the hands of someone who doesn't really want to change, or doesn't have that lasting desire to change their behaviors. Is just another tactic that will keep you trapped in that relationship, especially when they are afraid of losing you, or when you are still a key supplier to their needs. So this false promise may make you feel remorseful or even guilty if you end up leaving, because you are like, what if they change their behavior when I leave? So that's just a lie. The last kind of lie they'll tell you is you are overreacting. They want you to believe that your emotions and concerns are invalid. They try to dismiss or minimize your emotions as exaggerated, irrational, so that you can start doubting your own perceptions and feelings and judgment. And the thing about this, it can be actually so damaging to your self-esteem and to your self-worth, because you just find yourself losing that ability to trust yourself. And they do this so that you can stop believing in yourself and instead start relying on their judgment. So the moment you rely on their judgment, they have you in their control. So those are the 7 lies. And there are many lies actually the narcissist will want you to believe. But the moment you believe them, you are hooked into their reign of terror. And the thing about these lies is, when you've been programmed with these lies, even after you've left the relationship, you'll still find yourself lacking self-belief, or even feeling that your current life is just a self-fulfilling prophecy as well of what the narcissist said. This is the mostly what happens after you leave. You will always feel that maybe what they said was true. And the common one actually is this feeling that you will end up alone. So this belief will always ring in your head, because you are feeling lonely after leaving the relationship, and at the same time you are afraid of dating, because you are afraid of attracting the same toxic partners. And actually, That's what beliefs do in your life. They always look for evidence in your present life or in your present life circumstances to prove themselves. So, do not listen to those negative beliefs or that voice of that narcissist in your head. Just see them as false beliefs that need to be transformed or that need to be dropped. So the narcissist or your abusive ex programmed you to believe their lies. And now you have to heal so that you can deprogram those false beliefs they've planted in you. And the moment you drop those beliefs is actually the moment you reconnect with your authentic self and realize that actually you are worthy from the beginning. It was just someone who toyed with you. That's it for me, guys. And if you're ready to deprogram those beliefs or to find peace in life and break free from those subconscious patterns, then of course you can book a free breakthrough call with me and I'll help you out. Happy healing and have a nice day.